Okay, I'm back here with Albus. So as I said, these are his stats right here of what he can do. And just know that we're not going to make this complex. You cannot attack with Albus. There's no tactics where he can do anything with monsters. I think I said this before. I don't like complex games. Dungeon Crusade is very easy mechanics, but it's just a huge game. So as I said, Albus can obtain level 3. And you can level him up anytime you like, as long as you pay the 6 life force on his turn. Albus can be activated at any time during the hero phase, real simple. And again, but he has to collect the gold from the heroes to go back to the village. So if we turn over the card, we paid the life force, and there's level 2 Albus. We can see now that he can carry 5 consumables. He can run, you roll a d8 now. He can he's getting a lot faster. And he has a base movement of 8. So he can really start, flying back to the village for you. He can carry 3 items now, and now he can carry 2,000 gold. And of course, there'll be one more level for him where I believe it's 7 consumables, and you can roll a d10 and have 10 movement. So he gets incredibly fast. And then he can carry 4 items, and his maximum gold is 3,000. Now in the video, we're going to do one more set change before we close out this series. We're going to bring in the Ancient Runes board, and we're going to play a full turn, and you're going to see Albus in action. Okay? So we have that to look forward to. As for right now, we're going to talk about the loot. I'm going to move some stuff here. Because I showed you all that loot, and you're like, well, how do you use all this stuff? But I wanted to let you know that Albus is a very integral part of the game, that you're going to be relying on him a lot. And there's some crazy moments that can happen when you need potions or, healing potions or elixirs. And, Albus is going to help you out. So we'll put him back here. Now, another thing that we're going to have to discuss is, this is the village board. Damien Mimolody. He did actually, remember, he did the Tomb of Calidar. I gave him my prototype of the dungeon design, and he just, let's look at that dungeon. It's amazing. And I gave him my prototype of the village, and he recreated it. Just take a look at some of that stuff. And you know what I asked him? I don't want to get too close. When he was done, I said, you got to have dogs. People know I love dogs. I have 3 of them. I said, can you just put dogs in here somewhere? So he had this kid running with his dog, and a dog drinking out of the fountain. I thought that was so cool. And over here, there's the blacksmith. Some of the services he has there. Tavern where the heroes can rent a room, recover essence. Down here at the academy, this is where heroes can get new abilities here. I don't have all of them here, so forgive me. We're going to be printing those up. Archer can have dual shot. Real simple, fun, special abilities. Real easy to understand. I didn't want to make this game overly complex because it's a huge game. So right here, if she can take another shot, she rolls a d6 to see if she's successful. There's a lot of these kind of things in the game, and I really think that's a fun mechanic for people to enjoy while playing. Here's the Knight Sir Brennus. Here he has charge. Charge may be activated on the knight's turn. When activated, the knight may move up to 4 spaces. So real nice, simple, special abilities that are fun to use. That's the academy. And then over here, there's the temple here. You can get a blessing, 200 gold. Remember, there's a video on these in the Christmas video, and then there's the reveal of the angels, that you can be blessed by an angel in the game. Your hero can, and they give some uber great things to your hero. And then on Celebration Day, you can go to the temple and have afflictions removed, and a few other things. I'm sorry, I had to restart there. I hit the camera, and so I had to stop there. But we were talking about the temple. You can get some different services here from the temple, and then we were going over here to the bazaar. And I have to thank 2 people. Tom Feldman, I asked him to create the potion bottles for all the potions in the game. I think those are really cool. It has that cork in it. Ocher juice, elixir, healing potion, and the torch was done by Anna Kamar. Thank you, Annika. And I wanted to have, of course, a lit one, and then if your hero stores a torch, there's an unlit one. And basically, you just flip these over. So one side's lit, other side's unlit. So what we're going to be discussing is all this loot that we just showed in those other videos. Like, so what's going on with loot? How do you do this with heroes? We're going to kind of jump ahead because in the next video we're going to have Albus show you the mechanic how he runs back to the village. It's very simple, actually. It's just, you send him back to the village to retrieve the stuff for the heroes when the heroes give him the gold, to purchase it. But I think this is one of the most fun things and why I made so much of this loot, because I think people are going to have a great time experimenting with different builds, for heroes, and I think they're going to have a great time with it. So when Albus, let's just say we did that now, okay, so Albus has reached the village, and when he gets here, that's when you can go, of course, to the bazaar, or you can go into the blacksmith shop and purchase stuff for him to take back. So let's take a look at here. In every game, that's what I wanted to say, that the scenario page that I'm working with Annika, I did something really creative for the scenario page, and I think you're really going to like this. There's, of course, the standard, set difficulty, but there's also multiple difficulties of the scenario to always challenge yourself. But then I did something really unique with the varieties. Varieties meaning the amounts of stuff that's going to be in the village. And you're going to really like this because it's going to give you a fresh experience every single time you play. Like, you'll never see the same varieties and things show up in the village from game to game. I love like random, like dungeon generators and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing a video later in February on the scenario page. So let's say that we're playing right now. Albus makes it back to the village, and our heroes are all level 1. And of course we have to give them their gold, but they only have their starting equipment. So what we're doing is we want to build on these heroes. It's fun, but you have to think, and how do you want to build your hero? And I think this is one of the coolest parts about Dungeon Crusade. So let's just put some gold in here, okay? For right now, we'll say we gave Albus 1,000 gold to spend for us. And of course, you as the player just choose. So, this is always random what shows up in here. So, let's take a look at what we have. And okay, well let's take our barbarian, okay? We have a necklace here that's a troll's tooth. We can see that it gives a bonus to physical warfare and chaos warfare. So let's grab our barbarian card. And we can see that down here, he's awesome at chaos. +3 to chaos warfare rolls, and +2. This troll's tooth would absolutely go perfect with him. So this is definitely something that we want to give Albus to take back for us, right? So we're going to take 200 gold, because that is the price on there. We're going to put it over here, and I just stack up all the gold like over to the side there. Okay, so that's one thing in Albus's pack that he's going to take back. And we can see that he can carry 2 of the things. So that's one already. So looking through here some more, here's a steel sword, and what's nice is it has a socket. And remember, there's mining and crafting. So we could actually craft a power gem to plug into that and give further bonuses to this. And looking back at the barbarian card, he has a +2. So this would be great. So looking at what he has now, he has the primordial axe in one hand. We give him a steel sword in the other. He can now dual wield and launch 2 attacks. So this is something definitely that we want to give our barbarian. So again, the price is 300 gold, right? So let's put that in Albus's side pouch there for us. And I'm going to take a 500 gold, or it's silver, but you know what I mean, 500 gold, and then get 200 change. So already we've really increased our barbarian with these 2 things, right? So looking further, here's the thing, that would be good for a rogue, dual axe. If, the rogue is very good with chaos. That might be good for her. And there's really nothing more for him, but what I'd like to look at is this right here, this jade ring. Let's get our wizard here. I hope you're liking this, and I hope this is all coming into focus, how much stuff you can do with this loot. Here is Zeke, Utar, And of course, he's our wizard. He's excellent in arcane warfare. So this right here would be ideal because we can further increase his arcane. So he's going to be able to hit much with more ease and better in arcane warfare. So why don't we? Well, yeah, we're going to buy that. But here's the thing. Remember, he can only carry 2 things. So he's going to have to make a return trip to come back and get that. But this is something, though, we were definitely going to get when we come back. So we could set this aside. So we'll leave it at that for now. But you see what I mean? So then Albus would have to, run this stuff back and then come back to buy further stuff because, it'd be unrealistic to pile like 10 pieces of loot on Albus, where Albus wouldn't be able to walk, let alone run. But remember, as you level him up, he can run faster, he can carry more. So that adds into, your play style. But let me go back a little bit and say something else you might want to consider. Let's look at this jade ring again. Let's look at our barbarian. And remember, when I designed this game, I wanted true party building. That's why there's 6 different warfare types. And you want to think of those as fighting styles. Like in our world, there's taekwondo and street fighting and karate and judo and all that. It's like that here, where, everyone, there might be some people, but they're not, everyone's not versed in all of that. Everyone has strengths and they have weaknesses, and that's like that in Dungeon Crusade. So that's why you have to party heroes together to overcome all the monsters in the dungeon. There's no superhero in Dungeon Crusade. So case in point, let's take a look at this. Now, rightfully so, Mahaliak here, the barbarian, he's great with physical warfare. He's excellent at chaos. But magic and just, through playing these games, barbarians are not too good with that. So who's to say that you don't want to buy a jade ring and slap it on him, on his finger? That way, he is more proficient. And I want you to remember that word because that's like key in Dungeon Crusade. You want your heroes proficient to fight monsters in. I put a lot into this game, guys. Like thinking about it, make it fairly realistic, even though it's a fantasy dungeon crawl game. But that's something you may want to do. You may want to forego just, okay, well, I don't want to do that. You know what I want to do? And look, you can do this. You may want to say, Mr. Groovus, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to build on that. I want to build on arcane so I can make, him really good even with arcane. And in Dungeon Crusade, you could do that. So let's say we bought this for him. Let's take a trip back into the blacksmith shop. And look at this. Here's a sandalwood staff. +2 to arcane warfare. In Dungeon Crusade, you can do this. So in one hand, he could have a primordial axe. In this hand, he could have a sandalwood staff. Staff, which is going to boost up, get him out of the negative with that arcane, and put on the jade ring. So you have a barbarian now who can fight in chaos warfare incredibly well and can kind of do arcane, combat. He's going to be very well more proficient in combating, right? So I just want you to remember this for all the heroes, and that's one of the reasons, guys, and one of the key things why I created all this loot for us. You can always experiment and come up with new things for heroes. Okay? Hopefully all that makes sense. And closing out this, because I know this went 3 videos long, as this goes up, when they reach level 2, because remember, there's like T1, T2, Tier 3, and Tier 3, you can further upgrade them. Here's a ring right here, Ring of the Ancients, +2 to ranged warfare. Also, +1 towards ranged and chaos affliction checks. Heroes can get afflictions, and we're going to see the affliction cards when we come back. There's different afflictions the heroes can get, because inside the dungeon, some of these monsters and events can really do some damage to your heroes. And that's what the elixir potions are for. That's how you cure afflictions. So on and so forth. As you level up, you're going to come back to the village for Celebration Day. You're stronger, you're leveled up, you're going to spec out your hero, you're going to build your hero how you see fit. And that was one of the things I just, that's what I wanted to give to people. And before we shut this off, because the next video, I think I'm done talking about everything I wanted to show you on this one at least. This is for some of maybe older guys and younger guys too. But I played PC RPGs, like from the golden age of computer gaming. The Ultima series, Warriors of Destiny, rocks. Might and Magic, Wizardry, Baldur's Gate, Eye of the Beholder. I love that era from those games, and that's one of the things that really inspired me were those old games and board games. So when I was creating this loot, and I'll just leave it at this to see if anyone can get this one. I created this amulet. This is a great amulet right here. 600 gold. This is a necklace. And Amulet of Might and Magic. The amulet was forged on the Isles of Terra. Put it in the comments section if you know. I'll leave it at that. Comment on that if you know what's up with that. And lastly, before we go, I'm going to show you this one. And this is how much I just, with this loot that I try to tie it in. Ring of Eternal Solitude. +4 to Arcane, +2 to Willpower. But the flavor text, an enchanted ring belonging to Alistair Caladar. There you go. Some more lore for you, with all the loot tied in. Okay, so here's what's going on. I'm going to do one more set change. And we're going to bring in the Ancient Runes and do some combat, show you what's up. Be right back.